YouTube. And guys, we got it running up on Instagram now. So if you guys do want to watch Yatta Debates on Instagram, you can follow Shelly at
_Shelly with 2 Y's _B.
Why y'all do that? That's so difficult to remember.
Because somebody took Shelly B. I had to work with what I had.
Yeah, so you guys know, yes, we are here on Yatta Debates today, even through the flood warnings.
Yep,
so
we made it through the storm.
Mitchell, what's going on? So guys, today we are going to be talking about music. Music in general, you know, our experience with music, music today, music back then, just music topics. You know, we wanted to do something a little more lighthearted today. So your journey into music. What's the first song that you can actually remember?
Well, my dad was a DJ, so I used to listen to a lot of old school dancehall music.
Yeah.
So that was what I was introduced to. And when I was a little kid, I want to say about maybe 6 or 5, I was extremely in love with Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So that was how I was introduced into music. I really love Michael Jackson, his music and everything like that.
Yeah. I remember this is the first one I really remember. My parents had this kind of small studio in this apartment that we lived in, and they used to always play music. I remember they used to play some like you said, some of that old school house music. Mm-hmm. But the first song that I really remember was the intro to Lion King. My mom had bought me the disc, or she bought me and my brother the disc. And you know, when we was kids, we still listened to kid music. We used to go to TJ Maxx and get the little kid CDs with the little fun song. I never did Kids Bop, so don't get it twisted. I never did Kids Bop.
You weren't a Kids Bop kid? Were you a Radio Disney kid?
Not even that. No, it was I don't know, some of those it'll have a book and it'll come with a musical learning CD with that. Mm-hmm. And I'm over there singing it and you know stuff like Nick Jr. So
okay.
But yeah, my dad does music, so you know, from them doing plays and seeing musical numbers on there and them working in the studio or working in music and stuff like that. So I always seen that stuff.
Yeah, I just used to listen to a lot of reggae music. So I grew up listening to a lot of reggae music. And then when I got to, I want to say middle school, my brother had this computer. So I used to put all his music from his library because I didn't know how to download my own music. So whatever he had, I would put onto my iPod. So it was a lot of D Block, Dipset. So I used to listen to a lot of rap, and I was like, okay, I guess
Dipset for life.
I was a big hardcore Dipset fan.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all can't tell us nothing about Cameron. I don't care what y'all say. We love Cameron.
Yeah. You know, Jim Jones.
Get computers putin'.
So that's how I got introduced into music. And then finally, I think I was in maybe the 7th grade. Mm-hmm. I went to a party in a basement and they were playing the Baltimore club music. So I really fell in love with how the beats.
That had a real wave then.
Oh no, and then it turned into Jersey club music. So then I was that was the best movement to me. Everybody just dancing and doing their own things at parties. So that music really the beat of it, just it being fast paced and repetitive. I liked it. So then I started venturing into listening to I would look for house music, but I wouldn't be Jersey club music. It would actually be actual
house music.
House music.
And now it's 2 denominations of house music too.
Yeah.
You got that house music that still got those soulful vocals and stuff like that to that, and then you got the other house music.
Yeah, the electronic house music.
I remember that growing up. What's going on, guys, on Instagram? Remember that growing up, it was just I remember in the 90s, it was you had techno and electronic and trance and drum and bass. It was all these different denominations of basically techno, but it was now it's just all EDM. Yeah,
that's how they blended it now, because when I got into the electronic music, I was really into techno music. That's that was my genre right there. But I used to be so ashamed to tell people that I like techno music. I would not play it. When they get in the car, I would play all the normal music, and then when they got out the car, I was turning on my techno, driving, blasting it, and then somebody see me at the light, I'll just turn it down real fast. Hold up, wait, let me just turn this down. I don't want nobody to know I'm listening to techno music in my car. One of the top 25 play songs on my phone right now is a techno song. I just listen to techno music. I just identify it with it because the beats, I don't know, the music makes you feel good inside. It just makes you want to feel good, like you want to just move, you want to dance and stuff like that. Like I can't listen to music about people hurting each other and wanting to commit violence and crimes all the time.
You're like, I'm too much of a spiritual being for that.
Yeah, like I feel like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I love Moneybagg Yo. And like,
I seen you post that. You're like, I gotta stop.
I gotta stop listening to it on my way to work. But I really like, it's like my music taste is diverse. Like I can enjoy all types of music. All right, I'm lying because I really don't identify with country music like that.
Yo, and that's
but Shania Twain has some really good music.
That's the same thing I was saying. I'm like, I can't really get into like the country wave at all. Like for me personally, it just don't do with me. Yeah. I'll tell you like this though, like some of my earliest memories, like I was listening to like, I ain't even gonna call it like off the wall, but like I was still young, but I was listening to like Limp Bizkit, like keep rolling. Like my brother's friend Michael, he actually had that whole CD. And I like played that CD faithfully. I was in like 5th grade or something like that. I was just I don't know, like towards more so like middle school.
Hey guys on Instagram.
Towards more so like middle school and stuff like that. Like I listened to like a lot of punk rock. You know what I mean? Like remember like in that early 2000s.
Yeah, like Evanescence.
Yeah, like all that pop rock. Yeah, all that stuff was like, it was like like Jimmy Eats World and Blink 182, Sum 41. Like I was real heavy into like watching all those MTV music videos, and that was like
MTV was a big influence back in that time, like with like what the music that we listened to at that time, because that's how I discovered, like, again, one of my favorite songs. Like I found it, I was listening to MTV music and they would play it all the time, like the music video for it. And I was like, wow, I really love this song. It was Daft Punk One More Time. So I was like, oh my God, that is my song. Like, I love that song. Like if you get in the car with me, I'm sorry, it's bound to come up on the playlist on shuffle somewhere.
Yeah, I got
and
that.
I'm gonna be like, listen, we don't have to rock out. If you ain't playing your imaginary drums, you got to get out.
I got that on a workout playlist.
Yeah, that song gets everybody hype. I feel like it's like a universal, like, happy song. Like they play it at festivals. Like when I went to a festival and I heard them playing it, like I was like, oh my God, they're playing my song. So
but yeah, that's one thing I was wondering. I'm like, whatever happened to like punk rock and pop rock? Like that was like such like a huge explosive genre, like in that late 90s, early 2000s, and it's like to the point where it's just like you don't hear like any rock and roll at all.
Because
like,
they modernized it, and a lot of the market, it went towards pop. Like pop and hip hop. Like pop is where they make their money. Like if you ever notice, like even your favorite artists may have made like 1 or 2 pop songs. That's because everybody's gonna go where the money is. Like they're gonna go where it's profitable for them. Like you have a lot of indie artists who stay true to their craft and don't mix genres. They stay in their genre. But if you really want to expand and be a multifaceted artist, you have to be okay with doing other genres. Like most artists have done it. Like Drake. One day Drake's Jamaican, one day he's Canadian, one day he's African, one day he's Spanish. Like he raps. Like
it's I mean, like it's now today in this age, it's like it's way more acceptable and appropriate because of the internet, because it's communities of people who also enjoy this music, as opposed to like back then. It's like if you listen to this area, if you was in this area, everybody listened to 98.9. You know what I mean? It was just like, and we was all listening to that, grinding, tipsy. Like that was it for us. And it's just like, you know, like the early stages of like the internet, where it's just like, I mean, and you might find like some little like off-brand songs that you didn't really.
Yeah, if you had LimeWire, you could have had every song you wanted. Really, honestly, like that's how I gave my computer AIDS, because I used to download everything.
That's how I broke my mom's computer.
I downloaded everything. You think you're downloading Lil Wayne Lollipop, and then you get Soulja Boy Crank That. Like
remember that
every
Bill
song.
Clinton speech you used to get?
Yeah. Who remembers the Bill Clinton speech? Yes. It's a podcast. Make sure you guys check out our YouTube too. I didn't put the title in my caption, so sorry guys.
But next time we will. But the worst thing though was like we had AOL, so like downloading one song, like it hurt my soul because I would sit there for 3 hours downloading the 3-minute song and the Bill Clinton speech. Like I was so hot. I'm just like, but then like I'll say this, around that time too, like LimeWire, that's when I was like really getting heavily into hip hop, and like when everybody was like real big fans of like Lil Wayne, like I was a huge Cassidy fan, like the freestyle Cassidy. Like I'd be sitting there just like, I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, but we also had a lot of avenues for music too back then too, because that was when MySpace started to come up too, and like MySpace had their music.
And you can make your own playlist.
You can make your own playlist on there. You know, we had LimeWire. There was Napster before there was LimeWire. But if you were downloading music off of some of those things, like I remember we had Verizon, and I downloaded like 2 songs, and then Verizon sent us a letter in the mail talking about if you pirate music again, we're gonna cut your service off. I was like, oh snap! So I was like, let me chill on downloading this music on here. But now it's like easier to get the music. You have so many streaming services, whereas back then we really had to like really do a lot of illegal stuff to get people's music. Like they wanted us to just buy CDs and just stick to that, like buying CDs.
And I remember somebody made this point. It was just like back then it was like, I don't know, we went through this phase where it was just like, it was like more so about like the hits than the actual like body of work. And I remember like listening to some albums and it was just like, yeah, this is the song I like, but the rest of the album is trash. Like I remember we got that Mem CD.
Oh yeah.
With This Is Why I'm Hot. And like, I didn't really care for the rest of the CD. It was just like, I'm like, yeah, this might be why you hot, but the rest of it is why you don't got a career anymore. So what's going on, guys? But yeah, and like I said, again, with the internet and the communities of people, like I'll tell you, like now I'm a huge fan of like Soulection. I don't know if like you heard too much of them, but like it's like a collective of like DJs and producers based out of like LA, and they have some like over in the UK and certain countries in Asia, a couple over like spread across the US. But they do like a lot of fusion of like hip hop, R&B, electronic, jazz, and they like form it up into like these like collect these pieces of work, and it's like it's amazing. Like I've been to like 3 or 4 concerts here. Like there's like you can't tell me nothing. Like if it's in this area, I'm going. Like and like
that's the same with me and Daft Punk. I swear, if they have a concert like here or anywhere near this general area, like DC, anywhere, I'm going. Like I'm gonna fly there. Like
you like Daft Punk in DC.
I'm going anywhere, like New York, anywhere. I'm going to see them. It's just that's one of the things I have to do. I have to get the helmet, and I gotta go to the concert with the helmet on, and I'm going to take lots of pictures.
I'm at the Daft Punk concert.
I'm at the Daft Punk concert. That's all. But
I'll tell you this. Like hanging around like my brother and his friends, because like I was real close with my brother growing up, and his friends they listen to like some techno and electronic music, and we used to play this game, frequency and amplitude, and it was like a game where it's just like the triggers was like it would be the way that you hit the notes, right? So, but they had like all like electronic and like kind of like drum and bass and dance music and all that, and that's kind of like how I got into like techno music, because they was like playing on like I'm like, yo, this is actually kind of nice, like listening. So I wouldn't say like I was like huge into techno, but it's like I was like exposed to it and I did like some of it. But I remember I was like looking into like some 90s techno like recently, like a couple months ago. I had it on Tidal. I like look up a random album, like, what is this shit? It's like a bunch of noise. Just
yeah, some of it is. But the ones that I listen to, it depends, because a lot of it's French music. Like,
French techno
it's French based, because a lot of the US based one is based like with the synth sounds, like using the synthesizer. Whereas the French house music, they take old songs, like they'll take like old Tony Braxton songs, they'll take like old Whitney Houston songs, and they remix them, and that's all it is. It's just a bunch of remixes, and they put it on like a nice beat, and you know, speed it up or slow it down, and like do all that fancy jazz musical engineering to it and make it into a song, and remake it into their own song, and they play it over and over again. Like they remade one Tony Braxton song. Second City is the group. It's a recent song, and it's called I Want to Feel, and it's from Tony Braxton's song. It's one of her songs where she's like, I want to feel your heart and soul inside of me. So it's like, I forget what song that is right now off the top of my head, but if you guys remember it, just let me know. But I don't remember it off the top of my head. I have it on my phone in my playlist.
If y'all got like any references to the song, please like leave a comment below so we can check out the song.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
But there's a lot of songs that were remade that I listen to. There's actually a playlist that I play at work, because I noticed that if I listen to like the house music, it makes, for me, it makes my day go by faster. So because the loops are like for like an hour. Sometimes they have like 3-hour mixes. Like, so it's like I don't have to keep going and changing songs. So that's what I like about it. Like they just transition and flow so easily. Like it's like you're in one song and then it's like, oh, I'm in this song now.
Yeah, that's kind of like how like while I was talking with Soul Lection, they do like a show with Soul Lection Radio, and then they'll upload it to SoundCloud, and it's just like a whole collection of like songs that they found, and like they'll do the blends and make sure like like the transition is seamless. You may forget what I was gonna say though. I would say later in life though, like I started like really delving, like once I started like listening to Soul Lection, you know, like me, like as artists, I was like willing to hip hop and like lyricism and like, you know, like a lot of like the throwback. So what I would do is just like when I would listen to like some of the hip hop songs, like I would try to find like some of the songs that they sample, like a lot of like the oldies and the jazz, and I would like listen to like the original song of it, and that's how I kind of got like into like oldies and like jazz. Like I remember like the first time I really started looking into it, it was a Jay-Z song, Who You With, Part 2. And I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, I knew it was a sample, but it was like something I'd never heard before. It wasn't like, you know, like Moments in Love been reused over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But I this was the only time I heard that one. So I'm like, yo, what is this? And I found out it's a Jeff Lorber fusion song called Night Love, and I was just like, I love that song, like to the life. I love that song, and I actually, because this particular album that this song was on, was not like anywhere like available for like download or anything. Like I'm searching the internet, illegal downloads, whatever. I could not find it. My mom asked me what I want for my birthday. I sent her the link to like this email. I'm like, I need money for this CD. It was like $35. And I'm just like, yo, but I don't even know if I still have that CD. It might be somewhere in my apartment, but I played that album like faithfully. It's more like jazz fusion, so it's like a lot more upbeat. And I like it. It's just like, I love that whole CD. It was like only 8 songs, but that was like the best fucking 8 songs I heard in my life.
I gotta find the CD now. Well, I listen to a lot of the old disco music from like the 70s, because that's where house music came from. It came from disco. It's like just the modernized version of disco, like disco music, like the funky music from disco. And I really, really love the Gap Band and the SOS Band. Yeah, like those I rock out to that. And I got introduced to those music from Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Let me just be real. Like that's how I found the music, because there was this one station on there that had all the disco songs on there. Mm-hmm. So it had like Rick James on there and like Tina Marie and everybody on there. So
it was like, I know what I'm listening to.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, yeah, like we'd be surprised. Like, you know, we'll hear songs like just like in the background or something, and it'll catch our ear. Like, like, yo, what is that? I'll tell you, like working in the studio and seeing like producers and stuff like that, like actually working engineers, it's just like I'll listen to songs that I know that I really like. After I like played the shit out of them, I'll start picking them apart. I'm like, yo, like why do I like this song so much? And I'll start listening to them like, oh, he did this background vocal here. And it's just like, I'm just like, oh, that's amazing. Or they did the synth here, or the drum, they changed it up right here. I'm just like, yo, I'm like, this is why this is so dope. And I get hype about it. Like, I'll be in the car and it's like, I'm like, yo, this breakdown right here is amazing. Like,
yeah, I do that too, but I have no musical background like with music. Like I tried to play the piano. So like one of my favorite songs I tried to recreate on the piano, but that's about the furthest I went. So like I like, if I hear a song and there's like this one tiny part in it, like it doesn't even matter if it's like close to the end, like maybe the last 10 seconds of the song, like that now automatically is my favorite song for like a month. I had to play it on repeat just to hear that one part in that song. Like there's a Frank Ocean song called Pyramids, and the second part to Pyramids, oh my God, that's my ringtone. Like, and that's been my ringtone for, how old is my daughter? She's 7. It's been my ringtone for about like 6 years now. I have not changed it in 6 years.
You're like, I'm not letting it go.
Nope. Nope.
Frank Ocean, he did a rendition of, it was like an Aaliyah song, You Are Loved. Like the way he did that one, I was just like, yo, this is amazing. Like,
well, Frank Ocean needs to come back. Like, if you can hear me, Frank Ocean, please come back.
But he's like one of those artists. It's like he drops something and then he goes away for a while and then he comes back. Kind of like Lloyd. Lloyd does the same thing. Lloyd will drop a project, go missing for 6, 7, 8, 9 years, and then it's just like, I'm back.
Yeah, I was supposed to see Lloyd in April, but he dropped out of that B2K Millennium Tour concert. So
wait, what?
both you, Lloyd, you're supposed to be at the concert.
Lloyd, you lost the fan.
I was supposed to be saying she's 5'2", like, and you just left us hanging at the concert.
Wait, she's 5'2". Which one?
The song with Lil Wayne.
Oh, yeah. That Lessons in Love CD, that one was actually pretty good. That was the one with the girls around. I can't sing. I can sing with auto tune, like. But yeah, I mean, like you have like artists like that, and I think sometimes like some people like that, they need a break, because I'll tell you like this, like I love Mariah Carey, like vocally, but like songwriting wise, horrible in my opinion. I don't think her song, who's ever writing her songs, I don't really think they that stellar. Like her voice just really brings it up to like the next level. Like when I really listen to her songs, I'm just like, it's the voice that's getting me. It's not really like what she's saying all the time. I don't know. I mean,
it's because Mariah Carey is still stuck in her butterfly stage, so she doesn't want to evolve from that. Like,
well, you know what happened to her, and they said her voice is like just that whole that little real whispery voice. Like if you listen like to her early works, like the self-titled album and like Emotions and all that, like her range is spectacular on those CDs. But one thing I never even though I love Mariah Carey, I still don't really care for ballads at all. Like you can't really sit there. Why you give me that look? As soon as I said that, I really don't care for ballads at all like that. Like I'm gonna be honest, it's like I don't know. I really just don't care for the instrumentation of them. Like it don't do anything for me. It don't hit me no kind of way.
I don't know, because We Belong Together had me crying for my love of my life in sixth grade.
But
that I didn't even have.
But that one is more like R&B. I mean like those like old school like do do do, those old school slow high school dance ballads. Like I can't do those. Like that's not for me. Why you keep saying that? Yeah. Oh, that was a big thing. Because when you gonna give me some new music? When you gonna give me some music? So I used to download like the exclusive tunes or coast to coast off that and just give it to her, because I was tired of searching up songs. I was like, here, take these. Like I don't know what's on here, but it's good. Just listen to it.
Yeah, that's like me with my mom and putting music on her iPod. I just like, listen, you're gonna listen to whatever I listen to. I'm gonna make you a playlist with the songs with the least curses on it, and hopefully like you like this playlist. It's not gonna be much songs on there, but hopefully you like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to listen to she used to like a lot of Mary J. Blige, like that type of music. But I don't know. I don't like slow music. Like
at all.
I'm not an R&B type of person. Like my sister will tell you it's either techno or like down south rap, like Migos.
So you like the party?
Yeah, but as soon as like slow music, like slow jams, like I just cannot. I'll just be like, all right, next song.
I'll tell you this, like I gotta be like in the mood for it, like if like that's how it is for me. Like some days, like I want to listen to like not even some days, but like it might be like for weeks on end where I just want to listen to like classical and jazz, and then I'll do like a complete 180 and I just want to listen to music about selling crack and shooting guns, like and then I'll flip back and like, well, I need a nice balance of like rap and R&B, and then just straight R&B, and then like usually like I'll get like that urge for like some punk rock. And I'll listen to like some Fifi Dobson.
Yeah, I remember Fifi Dobson back in the day.
And the thing is, like, she had other CDs, but they didn't really like. I don't know. I guess they didn't really push it as much as the first one.
Yeah, but back in those, like I'm saying, back in those days, like it was a long time.
I mean,
but back like in the early 2000s and the late 90s, like a lot of people had to be pushed through like their record labels, whereas now the marketing range is like more easier for artists to push their work. Like they have so many more platforms. Like back then it was more like if you're not on MTV or if you're not being promoted on the radio, a lot of people weren't going to hear your music unless they were diehard fans of you. Now it's like I could go on SoundCloud, I could go on SoundCloud, upload my song, and I'll probably have like a following of people who follow me. They can access my music. I could share it on different platforms and get people to access my music. Whereas then if you didn't have a solid album, like if you weren't pushing it, had a release date, had a release party, had like a pre-listening party, had like a team backing you for pushing your music out, nobody was gonna hear your music unless they knew you or knew of you or knew that you were like pushing music out. They weren't.
Like you said, it was so little outlets, and like even to the point, like even if you made music, like as far as distribution, but now that everything is online, like you said, I could just upload it and send it to whoever I want at any point in time. But you know, back then you needed like a distribution deal, so if your company wasn't good standing with the distribution deal, it wasn't going to shelf your CD on certain stores or whatever. This is cutting the left a little bit, but I want to discuss this while we here. What do you think about Drake dropping this care package for the old songs? Like, because I was just like, I seen people posting about it, but I wasn't like, I'm always late to the party on those things because I'll see it, but I'm just like, I'm not gonna really check it out right now. But then I went on Tidal and I seen it on the suggested new albums, and I went on there. I was like, 5 p.m. in Calabasas. I heard this already.
Well, you can't. There's no Drake slander in my book because I'm a diehard Drake fan. Drake gave me The Weeknd. So I can't, I'm not, you know.
Can't say nothing bad about
When he dropped Care Package, I was grateful because when I used to play I Get Lonely Too, people used to look at me like, what you doing? Like, the song is so old. And I'd be like, no, this is hot. This is Drake. Like, this is it. And they'd be looking at me like, no, like, don't play that. Or even like the, what other song? Free Spirits. Like, oh my gosh, I love that song. I forgot all about that song. When I heard it on Care Package, I was like, yes, tap my name on. Yeah, like, listen, no Drake slander over here. I was appreciative.
But they were sitting there saying, they was like, oh yeah, the Raptors won. Drake gonna drop a CD. So I'm expecting some new music. And then I'm looking at Care Package. I'm like, what is this?
He's teasing us until he drops his new album. He just gave us Hit Scorpion not too long ago.
That was last year.
He's not gonna give us anything new until next year. I can guarantee it. This is a teaser. Whenever he does something like this, he has a big album waiting for us.
You know who I'm waiting for to drop now? Because I'm a Kendrick fan, so I'm waiting for Kendrick to drop. Because the last thing we got was the Black Panther album, and that was solid. Not anything that I would say was. I like Revenge of the Dreamers better, 3 better. Let's just say that. Like, I didn't think the Black Panther album was too solid. But now that Lion King album, made me want to go see that movie. I was listening the first song that I heard on there was that Beyonce Spirit. And anybody tell you like I'm not a Beyonce fan like whatsoever. Like, and I'm just clear the air with that. But I heard that chills, like multiple chills. I'm like, yo, she killed this. I gotta go see this fucking movie.
I didn't see Lion King yet. I didn't see the remake yet. I ain't heard the album.
I'm gonna tell you like this. The only thing that I didn't personally like is that I think they should have got somebody with stronger vocals to go up against Beyonce, because Childish Gambino was just like, Beyonce's here, and he kind of like, yeah, I'm here too. You know, like, you know what I mean? Like,
they should have had the original Jason Weaver with the vocals,
but are they
from before?
I don't know if he still gonna have that. You know, and that's the thing. Like when you were saying like 30 years ago, it's just like when we say like 20, 30 years ago, we still think of like 1970. Like that was just in the 80s.
Like Jason Weaver, his voice still strong. I still appreciate One Call Away by Chingy. Like I don't know. I felt like he could have did Young Simba, whoever did Old Simba, but they wanted Childish Gambino. They wanted it to relate to us now, but you know, it's Beyonce. You can't sell anything without Beyonce.
But like I don't like that. That was just like really like stellar. So what would you say is like? Would you say techno is like your favorite genre of music?
Judging off of what I listen to on a daily basis, probably not. Because techno is like my first love, but like my real love of music, what I can listen to like without any interruptions, any skips, anything like that, would be The Weeknd. And I don't know what genre he is in. Yeah,
I guess he'd be like that alternative R&B.
Yeah, like something like alternative R&B or dark R&B. But then I listen to I tried to listen to like on Spotify alternative R&B, and I just can't get jiggy with it.
You're like, this is not what I was expecting.
It does not relate to The Weeknd. It's more like Khalid and like her and like
see
yeah, like that. Like it's like that. Like it's like a off like off-brand neo soul, like kind of like that. But I don't know, because The Weeknd is not that. Like, he's not neo soul. It's very his music is very his older music was very dark.
Very dark.
Very dark. And then his music now, it's like you had his commercial album, which was commercial, and then you had his 2 albums. You had Trilogy and Kissland, which were like Kissland was like kind of transitioning into like commercial, but it still had that dark flair to it. But then you had Beauty Behind the Madness, which was just straight up commercial, and then he dropped
what was it, Starboy?
Starboy was complete, like that was just a complete commercial album. There was not one like you could be like, oh, this is a solid like Weeknd song. Like it was like it catered more to like his newer audience, and like he says that like I went to his concert. Like I made sure like I made a way to get to his concert because that was like on my bucket list of things to do, and like The Weeknd as like an artist, how he's evolved is amazing because I watched The Weeknd from when he came from Tumblr to where he is now. Like I was a fan then, like when his concert tickets were $50 for front row, and then when I went to the concert to get into front row, it was like $5,000. And I was like at least like maybe like 7-8 rows behind front row, and like just to see him on stage, like he's a performer. Like his vocals, they're when in concert, like him live is not like, you know, like you're not gonna like die or nothing. It's not like Michael Jackson, but you know, like he keeps you entertained throughout the concert. But just seeing how he grew, like before he didn't want to be known. Like he just wanted his music to be known. Like he did not put any pictures up. He just would just post music and go. Like he was like so like not into any of like the fame, anything like that. And then he was with Drake. They dropped Crew Love, and then you know he was like still trying to break out of his shell. And then like he started like sending songs to like artists, because a lot of people don't know like he would gift like songs to artists. Like he gave Drake like one of his albums, and I'm trying to remember which one it is, but he like I think it is Take Care. He like that whole feel, that's The Weeknd. Like that's not Drake, that's The Weeknd. Like those are Weeknd vibes. No slander. I mean, but Drake gave us The Weeknd. He put The Weeknd on. Like they're from Toronto, he's gonna put his boy on. Like I remember when they fell out. Listen, if you want to get into Weeknd talk, like I'll have the whole 411 on him. Like,
let me ask you this though: is the OVO sweatshop real?
I don't know. I will not answer yes and no.
You like until I got some hard evidence.
Yep, until you have the hard evidence of the people in the sweatshop and you can interview them.
I think like when you were saying like, you know, certain albums being commercial, I think that's like something that I really liked about Kendrick. Like a lot of his stuff was like kind of like not really geared to what's going on. Like he did some stuff like, you know, with Humble, like, you know, that was like more turn up and stuff like that. But I really I'll say like this: when I listen to his album, I like his album like all the way through, except for the one that everybody calls classic, which is Good Kid, Mad City. I did not think that one was like this is the classic Kendrick album. I thought that was To Pimp a Butterfly, and the reason I said that album I felt like was perfect for its time because of like the real serious like racial divide that was going on in America, and I just felt like it was like perfect for that time. Like I don't know. It's just, and I just like his artistry too. Like he I really appreciate like a lot of the lyricism, but like he has like a lot of artistry in his music that I feel like it's like it's not overly processed, and he's not trying too hard. Like he's not like trying too hard to be different. Like he's just like, I feel like doing what he feels is appropriate. And like a perfect example that I'll say like this is just that ASAP Rocky had dropped like one of his more recent projects. It was just like, you could tell he was experimenting, you know? Like, it just didn't really seem like it was just like, I'm just listening, I'm just like, yeah, this is different. So.
Yeah, you can tell like when the artists are trying to like experiment and expand their artistry. Like a lot of them do it a lot of times. And either it works for them and they keep going into it, or, you know, they're made into memes. That's just the way it goes.
So. Like, let me ask you this. What's your experience like as far as like, you know, live music as opposed to like, you know, just listening to it? Do you feel like I'm gonna tell you like this, for me personally, like going to a concert definitely like puts me at like an elevated state for like what the music is. Yeah,
I feel like live music is way better than listening to like anything coming from a studio, because it's like you get that raw emotion. Like I was watching Maxwell sing his song Fortunate live. on Facebook, and I wish I was there. Like it was like so beautiful. Like it was just like everything just came out. Like he just had the live band behind him. Like I feel like at least like if you love music, I feel like you should at least go to like one at least live like show, like go to a concert, go to like a coffee shop where they have like live bands, just to like explore and get the feel of music, because you really can't enjoy music unless you feel it. Like you should be able to feel the music in you, like
that bass. Like, and I remember like this was last year actually. I went to A3C. I did the whole 5 days, like the conference and the 2-day festival. That 2-day music festival, and for $75, that was like the best thing. Like when I was saying like I wasn't really like a huge Lil Wayne fan, but seeing him perform live, I'm like, yo, he's amazing. Like, and then like when Dipset went up there, like they know how to perform. Like they know how to keep like the energy and the crowd alive. And I seen JID and even like a couple of like not so famous rappers at the time. But I'll tell you this. When I was there, it was a girl up there, on the inside stage, Young Baby T, and that was last year. Lo and behold, this year she's actually on that Revenge of the Dreamers 3 album. I was just like, yo, I just seen this girl like live, like front row and everything. It's just like I was there from the beginning.
That's how you feel like when you see it. I seen J. Cole like in the beginning of his career, like he came to Records Fest. And this is when everybody was like, Fabulous was there, and everybody was like more geared towards like, oh my God, we want to see Fab. Like, but J. Cole was like, in the beginning, and everybody was like, oh yeah, whatever. Yeah. And I was like, wow, no, he's gonna be something. Like he's gonna blow up. Like I could just feel it. Like his whole like aura was just like, yeah, he's gonna be like big. Yeah. And look at J. Cole now. So it's like I feel like I was there for that too. So it's like watching an artist really develop like into their like big, their being like mainstream is like amazing to me. Like I like that. I like seeing artists come from the bottom up. Like who else did I see come up? Nicki Minaj. I watched her come up from MySpace.
DVDs, so come up DVDs.
French Montana too. From selling the DVDs and all that stuff like that. Like I used to listen to French when I was in high school. Macaroni and cheese.
Coming up. When they first had the ladies up there on the stage, I said, oh my God.
You was like, I like this. But like French, I remember like him doing Live from Africa, and when he joined, like paired up with Max B, and it was going in that Tim Jones and Bird Gang and all of that. Like
so watching all of them, like I don't know, I enjoy that, because I feel like you watch people like evolve, like from being like the hungry artist trying to get heard, and now they're like so popular they can't get nowhere. Like I remember one time one of the ASAP Mob members invited my sister to come hang out with them before they like really blew up, like back out in Harlem, and it was like so cool. I was like, oh my God, my sister is like the coolest person on earth.
Like how do you do it? What's your secret?
Yeah. And then like now she's like, dang, I wish I would have went. And I'm like, yeah, you should have went. We would have been living it up. Probably would have been in Paris.
I want to take you on a flight, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
But like I'll say too, another big exposure that I had for it too is just like I did it like a DJ like a couple years ago, and like seeing her, like she was more into like doing like the blends, like how you were saying with the house, and like seeing her do those transitions, it's just as amazing as seeing somebody like do a scratch, because it's like so much technical that goes into it as far as like finding the songs that's like generally like the same BPM. Like I remember she blended one of my songs with like a Kehlani song, and I was listening to it. I was just like,
oh yeah, they have a lot of those on YouTube, like blends, like where they blend songs together. Yeah,
and it was like it would transition, and it still had her drums from the song going into my. I was just like, yo, this is so, like, yo, this is crazy. Like,
yeah, that's another thing that we were listening, like that I used to listen to too, coming up, because they mix a lot of like Drake songs with Kehlani songs. They would mix them with the Weeknd songs. They would blend them like and make them into like other songs. Like they would mix them with Frank Ocean songs. So you would have like Frank Ocean's Thinking of You, and then it would blend into like a Weeknd song, and it would blend like. Yeah, I like blends. I was gonna say like that. I like blends. Like it's like so smooth. Like it's just like the same thing. Like you forget that you're listening to like one song. And there's a Party Next Door song that he sampled from Miguel that have a blend of. It's called The Girl Next Door from Miguel's album. And Party Next Door made it into his own song. And it's called Break from Toronto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that was sampled from Miguel's song. I have to go back and listen to it.
Yep.
That's interesting.
You know, Party Next Door, that was another one that Drake brought on too.
Yeah. With him, and that's saying like a live, like not actually, but it was somewhere like on YouTube, because like it was like around the time like people was talking about him heavy, and I seen like a live performance of him on YouTube, and he is just like no energy at all. Like and like again, like I said, from like I did like a lot of showcases and stuff, and it's just like that is an important part of a live performance, is like that energy. Like people think like, oh yeah, my song's good, everybody's gonna love it. Like no, you gotta make them love the song when you up there, because it's like if you up there and you just walking up like like nobody really gonna be into it.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. I was reading this report about I don't know how to say his name, Khaled or Khalid. Khalid. He just opened up and did his first concert, and they were saying that he has really great songs, but at his concert, all he does is sit there and just sing. Like he doesn't move. He does like maybe like 1-2 moves, and they're like it's so boring. It's like we don't want to sit here and hear you sing for 3 hours. There's no other artists opening up. There's no it's just him singing for like 3 hours of him. Yeah, it's just him. Yeah. They're like, no, like you need to like do something. If you can't dance, have like a team come out. Like when I went to see Future. Future brought out DJ Esco. He brought out a boogie. Like it was like a whole mix of people. Like I had missed Migos coming in, but he brought in like everybody to keep the crowd like, you know, energized and going. Like even during the Millennium Tour, these songs are from like the early 2000s that we heard. They had the Yin Yang Twins in there, and I thought I was back in middle school again. Like, when I get back to the hotel, I'm like, ooh, I feel every bit of near 30 right now. I was like, I'm so
and you only 25.
I can't feel my knees, they hurt. They was playing Shake It Like a Salt Shaker, all that, like all the songs from back in the day. Even like B2K, like with their songs, like if you have to perform, you have to sell the music to your fans, because they're coming there to see like their dreams. Like I want to be on stage like with you. Like even Bobby Valentino, he was on the stage. He came on the stage and he was giving out roses to everybody. Like he was singing his song. Bobby V was out there singing his songs, biting the roses and throwing them in the crowd. So if you can't entertain your crowd and like draw in your audience, you're gonna lose fans fast, because they're gonna be like,
yeah, it's and like you said, it's really only like a select few artists who can really get by solely on their vocals, and even still, you can sit there and listen to like 3-4 songs of them, and then you still want to see something like, and you gotta have like that nice transition. Like when I used to throw my shows, like it was always like different artists. So like you had some artists that did like turn up, some who did like traditional R&B, some singers, and it's just like that variation when you have that, like that kind of like, oh, I want to get live, or I want to be on my come down, and I want to sip my drink and then wait. It's just like with that, you keep the energy throughout like the whole show, and that's really important. It's just like really keeping that energy, and that's something that I had to learn for myself as like being a performer. It's just like, and I had told DJ Alien, it's like I don't practice on my shows, because like I'm having fun up there, so everybody else is having fun because I'm having fun. So yeah.
I'm not a performer, so
do you sing at all?
I cannot sing.
If you ever,
my sister is still blackmailing me with this song that I recorded on my laptop from years ago, and it is so bad. I'm not posting it. I hope it's deleted and gone somewhere, because she was blackmailing me with that for like years. Because at one point in time, I thought that I was gonna like be a singer, and I was like, oh, if I just train my vocals and just keep practicing, I'll be a good singer. But singing is not for me. It's not. Like I can write a nice song, like if somebody can sing it for me, I can do that. As far as singing it, oh no.
You still gotta show them how to sing it though. That's the thing. You're like, no, it go like this.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna tell people like, yeah, it go like this, like put a little in that, but like I just cannot do it. Like in my head, like when I'm singing in my car and when the music is all the way up, and when I'm in the shower, it sounds so good. Like it sounds great. Like when I'm singing in the car and I have the music up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at me hitting this high note, and somebody turn it down, and it sounds so bad, and I'm just like, oh, let me stop singing this song. But
that's me in the shower. I'm like, yeah, I'm good at this. I'm like, I can do this.
If Car Me could record an album, it'd be a hit. But I just know
with somebody else vocals in the background.
Yeah, but I just know that me singing like now it's out. Like, and then on top of that, like I have stage fright. Like I'm afraid of like being in front of like people. It just like it scares me because I'm like, what if I mess up? And I used to have like those dreams like back in the day, like where you were naked on like stage. And that was like one of my nightmares, like just being like in front of people and just like being like, what do I do next? Like, and then so I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna go that route. Like I tried to do like acting and drama and all that stuff like that. And then I was like, this is not for me. Like I'm more like the behind the scenes person, like where I don't have to be by the people, but I can still like influence the people. But
I mean, but that was me too. But like, I mean, a big thing that helped me out was the public speaking classes. Like I had to take public speaking as part of my curriculum, and you know, we had to basically like write passages and then, you know, present them without having it in front of us. Like we had like a few like cards. So, and I mean, doing that for like a semester really like helped like boost my confidence, and then like consistently performing. Like again, like I said, the biggest thing is just like when I'm up there, like I'm first and foremost before I'm performing, I'm having fun, and that's like what I always like took away from it. And then I don't know. I mean, you saying you don't want to be like mess up in front of people, but you do in live podcast.
I know, and that's like the craziest like paradox ever. Because I'm just really here, but this is something that I've experimented with and just now opened up with because I wasn't really comfortable doing any of this stuff. Like I wanted to do like something where it involved like me, like either speaking to people or showing people stuff. Like because I write poetry, so I wanted to do like something like that. But then I was like, I can't do this. These people, I can't articulate what I want to say. But that was just me back then. Like I wasn't like comfortable with it. Now I'm just like, I'm exploring and get it out of the box. Who knows? Maybe like 2 years from now, 5 years from now, I might be on the stage performing at a concert doing something like, or somewhere else. But you know, I'm expanding my horizons every day. Like,
you're gonna go on your notepad, like
like even just me doing like photo shoots and stuff like that. Like anybody can tell you, me growing up, I was like the shyest person. That's why like me opening up, like talking about me listening to techno music. A lot of my friends did not know I listened to techno music until we were adults, like until like recently. Like I'm talking about within like the last like 4 or 5 years. Only like my sister and my mom and all of them knew, because when I used to get in the car with them, I had to force them to listen to whatever I was listening to because I was the DJ in the car. So those are the only people I knew I listened to that genre of music, because that was like my secret. Like I was like, oh my God, people are gonna think I'm weird if I listen to this. But now I'm like, being weird is like my best asset. Like
I mean, but we had that stigma. It's just like back in the day, like, all right, if you listen to like techno music, like, oh yeah, you know, like I mean, like
even if you listen to like rock, like I used to listen to Metro Station when I was in high school. Like I used to listen to like a lot of emo music and stuff like that, like Metro Station, Evanescence, all those things like that. And I used to be like, oh man, they're gonna think like I'm like emotional. There's something wrong with me. So
you're like, no, I just
like it. Like sometimes it's like the words in the song speak to me in that moment. Like maybe I feel what the artist is saying, like wake me up inside, like that. I really identified with that song. Even that video, like it's just like the video caught my eye. I was like, wow, this video is hot. Like she's hanging off the side of a building. Like so
like this is really cool.
Yeah. And then even like again, we're going back to Daft Punk. Like when I seen the video for One More Time, that was just a piece of a story. Like that whole album, Discovery, is a movie. It's like a album movie. Like they made it into a movie. So it starts from like them and it goes into like about the music industry. Oh, another thing that I do, I also break down music videos. Like I like go into and check the symbolisms and things like that and the hidden messages.
I remember you told me about that one video.
Artists, what they do is how they express themselves creatively. Sometimes they can't always convey that image because a lot of people are auditory, so they get the music, they hear it, but they can't visually like play it out, or it plays out differently. So sometimes the artist is like, let me show y'all what I'm trying to tell y'all. So they'll put like a lot of like hidden stuff in their music videos to make it like make sense. So Daft Punk, what they did was Discovery was this whole album about the music industry, about how they kidnap talented people and try to convert them to be normal people and sell them into like making it not like about the passion of music, but more so about the business of music. Like they kidnapped Daft Punk from their home planet, like they were aliens, and brought them back to Earth, made them into like humans, like put like some like machine in their necks, made them turn into humans, and then they like were performing, and then one of this alien like person, he went to their planet, and saved them, but he got killed in the process of saving. I probably just ruined Discovery for you guys, but he saved them. So like, if you ever want to just check it out, like check out Discovery, the album, the whole thing from start to finish. Like, it's all the songs. It's like, it starts from One More Time, then it goes to Aerodynamic, and it ends with Voyager, and it's just like this whole like album. And then they have their other music, because Busta Rhymes sampled their song Technologic on Touch It, Bring It. Like, that's Technologic. Yeah. Kanye West sampled that too, Technologic. Daft Punk actually gets a lot more samples in hip hop, which is why I love them, because a lot of hip hop artists now use their songs or they write songs for a lot of hip hop artists. Like The Weeknd uses their music. Chris Brown, I think, used their music. There's a couple artists that use their music. Like, if you look in there, if you ever put on like their playlist, it'll start with them and it goes right into like all like different artists and things like that. So, well,
and this is one thing, like, you know, again, like when you start working with those people like that, you start seeing like how more so like cohesive the people who are actually like doing music, like how more accepting they are. It's more so like the fans that kind of get like, that kind of put that stigma, like, oh, you're only supposed to listen to this type of music. But like, when, like you said, when you actually see that, it's just like, it's no problem for when like Kanye West and Katy Perry, you know, meet up and they talk music, because for them it's just all music. It's not about like, oh, this image that they trying to portray.
Yeah.
But, what I wanted to ask you is, like, do you feel like there's a big difference between like the music then and the music now? And like, let's just say for all intents and purposes, as far as within our generation, so the 90s until now, or do you think it's still kind of like relatively the same as far as what's being produced? It's just different beats and stuff like that. You shaking your head no over there.
It's not the same. A lot of the time, a lot of those artists, like I said, it was harder for them to get their music out, so they invested a lot more into their music instead of like just trying to push something out. Like now it's more like we demand things like now, like it's in demand. Whereas before it was like you could take your time and make an album. That's why I said Drake's not gonna drop nothing until next year. That's why he dropped Care Package. You take your time and you produce your album. Like if in the meantime they would do things to like spruce up their thing, like they would do rap battles if they were rappers, like they would do different things. But now it's just like, all right, I gotta put something out like right now. Like they'll go in the studio, cook something up real fast. Like I know some artists don't even think, like they just go in the studio and just make a song. There was a guy that made a song from Finding Nemo. It's called whatever the address from Finding Nemo, Sherman Way. That's the song, like a real live song. So.
And nowadays you can take a clip of like of a newscast and put a beat over it and make a song.
You can do anything. Blueface is hot, so you can do anything.
What you saying about Blueface?
Blueface is like, it's like anybody can be anything. It's not even about the music anymore. It's just about who could go viral. Like what song can you make that's stupid that you could like get attention? Like it's more so like attention. Like what can you do to go viral now?
They said that to us at A3C. They said it's an attention-based market. You know what I mean? That's why you see like a lot of people doing like and this is something that I did bring into somebody's attention. Like it is and it isn't, because you see that those people who do those things, they don't really have any longevity. They call them like microwave. But then you see the people like the Drakes, the J. Cole's, the Kendricks, the Kanyes, that's still doing it to this day because they didn't rely solely on gimmicks to kind of bring light to their name.
Yeah, they were authentic to their craft, or they respected like trying other things, but they also stayed true again to who they were as an artist. Like they didn't have to do a whole bunch of nonsense to get on top. Like 6ix9ine is in jail. Like, so it's just, I feel like back then it was more authentic. The crap, it was more heartfelt. Like people put their time into it. Like, yeah, you had some gimmick artists too who were one-hit wonders, and that's where they are now. They got TV shows on TV One. Like, where are they now? Whereas you have artists who really took the time into like making sure that this is their craft, and they are still either in the game now or some way influencing music now and music decisions now. Like
with Missy Elliott and Pharrell, like they might not always be on the front line, but they both produce, write, and like. And
Missy Elliott helps a lot of new artists. Like she coaches them and helps them like in the industry. Like she was helping one of the artists from Newark, like coaching him and everything like that, and pushing him like to expand his music career without having to like sell out and do like things to do that. So they help out too, like a lot with younger artists, but a lot of times a lot of older artists feel like they're better than the new artists too, so sometimes they don't want to help them out. So.
Yeah. I mean, we had a when I did like first started doing Yatta Debates live, and I did it like just off Facebook. I just had my phone, and me and my cousin had that debate. It was about like old school rappers versus like new school rappers, and I was like, I kind of get what they're saying, but at the sense they gotta stop hating. like
but we're gonna be the old school people in a couple years too, because we can't. There's certain songs that I can't identify with now. But
I had made a post about this. I was just like, I could still listen to like some Nas and there's still some Playboi Carti. Like I won't say like the newer stuff that he was dropping, but when he was somebody else that I discovered before he kind of like blew out of the water. Like some of his older stuff with Ethereal, but like I was listening to it, I'm just like, I know it's not meant to be like lyrical or heartfelt or something like, but I like it. It's something to turn up to. It's something like goofy and fun and stuff like that. And like again, it goes back to being in that mood. So like when I listen to it, I know that you know. Hey.
Yeah, a lot of people now make strip club music. Like that's where the market is now, like getting played in like a strip club because that's where you get exposure, like in the party scene, in the club scene. Like that's where your music is gonna spin, and like people are gonna be like, oh, I heard this song at this party, like things like that. So they make music for that. They don't make it for like, you know, everybody has their genre. Like they'll make the music for that. But if you want to get like streamed, if you want to get views, if you're not going to do a gimmick, make a strip club song, a strip club anthem. You'll be a star. Like,
do you like pop music?
I do like pop music. I do. I'm gonna close Instagram, so hopefully everybody was good on there. Yes.
So. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us today. I know my head's kind of cut off right here on Yatta Debates. So, you know, we're going to go back, get everything up on Anchor, like, again, as well, all our information. We're going to see if we can find that clip of Shelly singing.
It's not happening.
Yes, I think so. So, Shelly, great having you again. So.
Yes. So.
That was a horrible handshake. All right, let's end this.